Good morning, Cam Newton.
How are you?
How you doing?
I have zero complaints.
I'm trying to maybe move around. Where are you in the bowels of Gillette Stadium this morning? We got to get that phone.
He's got Edelman's phone.
Maybe move around a little
Got that
bit.
trap phone.
That phone, you know what it is. How are you?
We're doing great.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, you don't necessarily know Massachusetts and New England well enough to know this yet, but even in a win, we feel negative. So I don't know if you know that about us yet, but I wanted to ask you to start to give yourself a grade on your performance yesterday, Ken.
Yesterday was kind of frustrating in itself, and I do understand knowing playing this league long enough that there will be games like that, and when there is games like that, you just got to find ways to win. So that's the optimistic answer. Me personally, with lackluster ball security, just the slow start offensively, this is subpar performance, and I know I can play better. I know I can do better, and I know I will be better. So
Maybe a C plus. B plus.
hello.
Yeah,
We lost you for a
I
minute.
don't think you heard the C
So
plus.
grade wise, C plus, B plus, B minus. I mean,
And I'm going like midway C.
Okay.
So like
Oh wow.
all right.
Okay, we'll just-
75. Just subpar.
What happened on the pick?
Trying to do too much.
Yeah.
Simple. I lost the defender. And when you're scrambling, you just kind of assume certain people are going with certain people. And he just peeled back, and I didn't take into account of him, but things like that just can't happen.
Now, can you take any type of like silver lining out of the fact that, all right, you guys started off a little sluggish, you were a little sloppy with the ball early, but you guys were able to put it together when you needed to, especially later on in the game. Do you take anything away from that?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Like I said, playing in this league, you're not going to just steamroll every, team. And, at one point I did look up at, the total stat line of total offense. We did surpass 400 yards. So let's not be naive about the fact that when we did get it rolling, we got it rolling. So, with Sony running the way he's running, Berkey running, playing the way he's playing, small flight, those guys, man, that position group, running backs, just had the light shining on them all day yesterday, and it showed by the production that they gave us.
Boomer Esiason said earlier this morning that with no fans in the stadium, you really need energy from your team, from your leaders. Is that something that consciously you're thinking about? I mean, are you out there trying to get everybody going because there's no fans?
Not necessarily. I'm a person that leads by example more than anything else, and I'm a momentum guy. I'm an enthusiastic person who enjoys just the normality of a football game, and the fact that you don't have fans in the stadium. Being a professional, that should not alter your approach to the game, and it hasn't altered ours. But at the same time, you got to find some type of way strategically to get your guys going in ways that's not fake, because we all see people who are just doing it for clout. We're doing it for many other reasons other than it being organic. So for us, we just have to be strategic on finding juice within ourselves, within the sideline, within the play. And get ourselves going.
One thing that I've noticed from you, and what you try to kind of read into your teammates, is guys that have this just natural, innate of this energy level, and they always got a smile on their face, even when it looks like in times of adversity, when maybe a team's not playing well. It's like, I can always look at this one guy and know that it's never as bad as we might think it is. And I think, a lot of players feed off of that. What have you kind of known from just, maybe guys that have kind of fed off just some of your emotion and energy that you bring to the football game?
With me being a new guy around here, the first thing is it genuine? I can sense people, trying to sense that out. But yet, as I get comfortable, as people get comfortable, they realize that this is just me. I don't find no amusement by being anything other than, Cam Newton. And, with that being said, I understand people are trying to, figure me out, trying to sense, what is he like? How is he? Is this real? Is this genuine? Or is he just doing it just for XYZ? I don't have time to act. I think my cup is runneth over, with trying to, dissect this offense in many ways in one. So having the burden of trying to do something that I'm not, that's just not realistic.
I'm going to ask you this, and I'm hoping that maybe you'll do me a solid here. I know you were asked about it yesterday and didn't want to answer, but I'm thinking you might give us something special for this program, Cam, since we're building since we're building a relationship together, and you know how it works. You help me, I'll help you. We need to know what you and N'Keal Harry were talking about yesterday on the sideline.
First off, it was a group project. It was, they just so happened to catch just my response to N'Keal. But, I don't think the listeners are even, no. Respectfully, no. Like, it was funny. I just tell you that. It was just as funny as you seeing it. And I just could not believe, N'Keal's, a person that I've kind of taken up under my wing, and, the fact that he's playing the kind of ball that he's playing right now, not just all about, catching the football, but just making plays in the run game as well. For him to be able to have a dialogue on the sideline, as a group, it was just fun to have.
All right.
I thought
maybe next week. Maybe I'll ask you again next week. Maybe you'll give it to
I
us
thought
next
N'Keal
This respectfully, it just has to happen off the record, and when that day comes, pending this COVID tremish or mockery, we will all sit back and discuss it.
I thought he said to Cam that UGK was better than Outcast. That's why Cam went down like that. One thing.
You know what? N'Keal is not. He's not even a. I don't even think he knows who UGK is.
Really? Man, you got to put him on game.
Arizona. He's from Arizona. He's not. No.
Don't he work out in Houston, Texas? I would think that he would know who UGK is. But one of the things that I got to see was the trailer for 86 Nights. And I tell you, it's something that, it looks really interesting to kind of get more of insight in who you are. I know you talked about, players and your teammates kind of getting to know who you are as a player. What do you think that this documentary is going to, for us fans watching you, get to know a little bit more about who you are as a person?
To be honest with you, I wanted to show the humanistic side of who I am. And what I mean by that is, as football players, we are always kind of cut short with defining the people we actually are, because in the sport that we do play, outside of a handful of football players, we are masked athletes. And, typically going outside of the city that you play in or wherever, you're really not recognized as you would think. Now, I said a handful of people. Obviously, you got the Odells of the world, you got the Aaron Rodgers of the world, the Tom Brady's of the world. Those players are different. So, for me, in this docuseries, we tried to captivate the understanding of it's more to me than just playing football. And I wanted to show the vulnerable side of being unemployed. I wanted to show the father side of me. I also wanted to show, myself in a sense that may not be saw in the light of ESPN, or NFL Network, or, an NFL Total Package, Sunday Package, and things like that, and with me having my own production team, you're able to, create content that empowers, impacts, and motivates, the viewer.
Mr. Kraft told CBS yesterday that he was surprised that you were around for those 86 days. Is that something that motivates you, continues to motivate you?
Man, listen, I'm a person who takes anything to heart. I mean, anything. And, this whole decision is, and not to keep beating a dead horse, this is a business trip for me. The fact that I don't have none of my children here in Boston with me, and the fact that I haven't been able to see them on a regularity, that's angry in itself for me. I wake up every morning missing the hell out of my children, and knowing that, if I don't do what I'm supposed to do, then this could be good riddance for me. And that's as serious as I'm making it, and that's as serious as it is. And not only to mention, I have so much to prove. I could care less about, other critics, but more or less I have so much to prove to myself. I see a lot of great football being played. I have seen a lot of great football being played over the time that I was, injured or whatnot. And, you have to question yourself and question the man you are and say, can you still play at a high level? So, there's a expectation that I have for myself, and I'm trying to just meet it every single day of my life.
Do you think, will you get the family up here, you think, during the season?
Sooner or later, when you have, young children, it's in COVID pandemic, it's kind of hard. So, yet through it all, you can't FaceTime them enough because their attention is similar to mine. They don't know how to handle the phone and things like that. But yet through it all, man, that's one of many different things you just wake up to and you ask yourself, what's your purpose? And, I'm a very family-oriented person. I'm a very hands-on dad. And the fact that, people don't realize that because they're jaded by the outfits that I wear, they're jaded by what I say, they're jaded by the energy on the field, they're jaded by, just the football figure of who I am. But yet, hopefully the 86 Nights docuseries will kind of highlight there's more to me than just what you see on Sundays.
You just talked about how much, you're putting pressure on yourself to, prove that you could still do this at a high level. Now, one thing that Bill Belichick is notorious for as players, and former players, current players, is his Monday morning meetings where he comes in after a win or a loss with 25, 30 plays where he's highlighting guys and things maybe that they didn't do right to get better. What are you taken from maybe some of those meetings? Because if you're talking about the pressure that, you're putting on yourself, the pressure that Bill Belichick puts on every single player in that locker room to be successful. What are some of the things that you might have learned from some of the meetings with Belichick?
Well, he is very intuitive, and I don't know how he does it, but the point gets taken positively from me. And, at the end of the day, you just have to grow to love it and understand it. And that doesn't make me necessarily nervous. I actually look forward to those meetings because I do know one thing about, Coach Belichick is he's going to be as 100 as 100 is. And from you not taking the right steps to you making a great play on this play to you just not getting the job done. I've seen it the short time that I've been here. I've seen that tone change, not many times to many different people. So whatever the same Bill Belichick that you knew is the same Bill Belichick that I know, and that's just something that you just have to love and respect out of him. As far as the pressure part, that's, you know, the football game part to me, that's not pressure.
Mm-hmm.
You know, not being employed, now that's pressure. You know, not being able to have, you know, grips over your own destiny and your future, that's real pressure. So, you know, when you really put things into perspective and you really say, is this pressure? It's 2-minute drive? No, it's really not. You know, I've been faced with pressure and adversity, and, you know, I pride myself on being able to be in situations that you don't blink. You just roll with the punches. You just figure certain things out. And, you know, at the end of the day, with that type of mentality and mantra, I believe you'll be all right.
So that's interesting about Bill. I think you must have been laughing then, because one of the knocks on you coming in here was that you weren't going to be able to take criticism from Bill Belichick. So you must have been laughing about that.
Man, I was laughing about a lot of things. I've been laughing a lot in my whole career by the analysis of who Cam Newton really is. And that's just the honest truth. And the fact that, you know, here I am in year 10 still having to explain the person and the player that I am, it's just, and sometimes disrespectful, because we don't question certain quarterbacks. You don't have to question Russell Wilson. You don't have to question the Tom Brady's. And I hate to name drop, but, you know, it's just gotten to that point, you know, that obviously me being a new face, and obviously, you know, people are trying to find and dig into certain things. They don't necessarily know, you know, that I'm the ultimate professional. You know, if I've never, not once, jeopardized my team in no way as a you know, distraction per se off the field. You know, I come to work each and every day, and I try to give whatever team the best opportunity to win. And for them, my teammates, you know, the people in the front office, the coaches, put them at ease knowing that, you know, their quarterback is going to put them in the best position to win. So, yet through it all, you know, it's not for me to, you know, go down each and every Instagram comment. It's not for me to go down each and every, you know, interview that's ever, you know, had the discussion topic of Cam Newton or Twitter, and I run myself rampant. But yet, through it all, at the end of the day, I have to stay true to who I am and, you know, make the biggest impact that I know I can make on things that I can't control.
And I feel like it would be true to who you are if you would just tell us what N'Keal Harry said, what you guys were talking about yesterday.
Well, you're good. You're really good. You're persistent.
All right, let me get to the quarterback question of the week, which is brought to you by Northeast Men's Health, with offices in Dedham near Legacy Place and in Salem, New Hampshire. Northeast Men's Health, the experts in men's sexual health, northeastmenshealth.com. We were talking about this before you came on, and a texter wants me to follow up. We know the nicknames that you've given everybody. Have you been given a nickname yet by your teammates?
They never stick. So don't even try. I mean, I've been at it for a long time. You trying to give me, the name caller, a nickname, it's only going to make matters worse. So, yeah, I just advise people, you know, that come around and say, well, I'm going to call you this if you call me. It's not going to work, my guy. So just you know, keep me with the responsibility of calling me the names, and hope that it's something that you could be pleased with being called, you know, in all respects, you know, outside the building.
Do you have a nickname for Bill, Cam?
Dollar bill, y'all.
That's a good one right there.
but honestly, I have so much. Not saying that I don't have respect for anybody else. You know, you just got to understand your role too. So I'm not about to sit up here and be walking down the hall and see Coach Bill Belichick be like, dollar bill, y'all, what's good, my guy?
Nah.
It's not like that.
You can do that when you retire.
Yeah. It's more or less, hey, Coach, how you doing? You doing okay today? Okay, cool. Great talk. And then boom.
Hey, Cam, you referred to your stay here as a business trip earlier in the interview. What needs to change to make this a long-term stay for you?
It's always about taking care of business. And, my focus is so, kind of nearsighted that I'm trying to make things work. And, if I'm looking for long-term results with not too many things to have leverage on, then that's not good. For me, I just look at the opportunity that I have been given, and it's a great opportunity, I'll tell you that. And I think people already know that. And it's just up to me about how do I, kind of finish what I started. It's not necessarily about the things that people want to make it about. It's just about going out each and every week and first off winning, and then everything else, falls in place.
I haven't had a chance to ask you this yet, I don't think, but how do you like living in the Boston area? I heard you're living in the city. I won't say where, but do you like it so far?
Everybody asks me that, and I give pretty much the same answer, and it's extremely true. I haven't really been able to kind of see the city. From what I do see, the traffic can be brutal. But at the end of the day, from just the ambiance that you kind of get from the lights and just seeing people out slowly coming back out, it's a really neat city that loves their sports, and you can't do nothing but respect that, and everybody's passionate. I was just so blown away by. I called myself being incognito. And, even the people who you would not even think know who you are knows you. And, it's just mind-blowing. So, that alone, that support is second to none.
I wouldn't think the traffic was bad compared to the I-95, I-75 down there. Traffic is kind of brutal. We're not that bad out here.
It has its similarities. When we get out early on Fridays or have late days to go in like today, you can get caught into a rut. And, let's just say you have to leave relatively earlier than you would expect to leave.
All right. Well, looking ahead, I know it's early, but look ahead to Sunday. And what do you feel like right now you need to focus on when it comes to that Kansas City Chiefs team?
Well, one thing about it, we do know we're playing the defending champs. And, with that being said, I think we've been putting great film out there to different teams of many ways we can attack a team offensively. Coach said each and every week about how we have to stay true to playing complementary football. It showed some yesterday, but it didn't show enough. I just expect us to keep thriving and becoming a more fundamentally sound team that moving forward, we can all be better. We're still kind of in this preseason phase, and it's showing for some teams, and for some teams, it's not. So, we have to make sure that we're always ascending in the right direction, by each and every Sunday, coming home or wherever we may be, just finishing the day with a win.
All right.
Sounds good.
We can't wait. Cam Newton, great to talk to you, and we'll talk to you again next week.
And make sure N'Keal Harry learns who UGK is, man. Jeez.
I got you. Gonna be. Got you.
Here you go.
All right. We'll talk to you. Thanks, Cam.